Hello everyone. I hope you've all had a brilliant day wherever you are in the world. Today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin's price action. We're going to be seeing what's transpired since our last trades. We're going to be analyzing the next few trades, and we're going to be looking at what the global perspective is like for Bitcoin. But first things first, I am doing a nice giveaway, for anyone who's looking to up their trading game and make it to that next step in terms of tracking their trades. I'm giving out my very own trade journal. Okay, so as you know, the channel is called Trade Journal. It's all about improving systematically, iteratively, and becoming a more profitable trader, a consistently profitable trader. So here we have it. This is the trade journal I use, where I record all my trades, all my profits. I have I track each and every trade and each and every decision and each and every thought pattern is recorded and well documented, so I can understand what's making me enter my trades, my losing trades, why am I losing, and my winning trades, why am I winning. We've got our starting capital, we've got our risk level, we've got our leverage, we've got our percentage, gain month by month, week by week, day by day. So you really do have to track these things to perform well as a trader. Now, during my first few years trading, I kind of did what most people do, which is, just play it by ear. Open your phone, place a trade. If it wins, great. If it doesn't, next one. So, when I started using this completely changed the game. So I am giving this away. I am giving this away to the people who are following the channel. So if you'd like to have this, feel free to drop me a message. All I need to do is share a link. I will share that to you. But before you do so, just remember to follow the channel, follow all social media platforms, YouTube, Discord. I'm looking to get into TikTok, but we'll see. We'll see about that. But that's it. So this is a giveaway. If you want this, just drop me a message. I'm happy to help. As for the Discord, so this is our Discord community. We're looking to grow this at the minute. At the minute, it's early days, man. We've got 8 people in here. We're looking to get this to, 20 or so by the end of the month. So let's see how we can grow this, how quickly we can grow this. This community is just to improve as a trader, like-minded individuals coming together, discussing their trades, discussing their plays, and improving as a trader. And shout out to Fedez Joke 1. Now, Fedez Joke 1 messaged me at 11:09 saying, supply and demand, can you please do an explanation video, please? So I'm going to have a look at that briefly towards the end. I'm not going to give all the gems because I'm going to save some for the guys who actually teach. I don't think it's completely fair on them, but I will give you enough to get yourself going. So let's get straight into it. Right, so the current fair price of Bitcoin, let's see where it sits at. The current fair price of Bitcoin sits at 65,900. We've had a bit of a markdown since yesterday, but let's talk and let's discuss what's happened. Where were we as of yesterday? Well, as of yesterday, we said, these were the levels we were looking out for. We said these are the local trade ideas, right? We had that juicy ride up, I was in that trade, and I'm sure some of you would have collected that. We had that juicy ride up, but we said, we have just broken the 4-hour structure. We had a last 4-hour lower high, which is over there. We had broken that structure. We said, right, this is great, this is super. This means we may be headed for all-time highs, right? Because we have broken 4-hour structure. Expectation of order flow after you've broken structure is to set a higher low and then to continue. So trade number one, what was trade number one? It was, we could potentially get that retracement at this level, at this 4-hour level, which is where I marked over here. This is trade number one. But I did say that retracement, bear in mind, it may just be a retracement. Now, obviously it's trading, right? Anything can happen. There is a chance, we break structure bullish and then we break structure bearish. That's a possibility, of course. But the probabilities are in your favor to have breaking structure, a retracement, and then further rally up. So that was trade number one. And I said, right, if we do have that retracement, where is that retracement going to take place? We said that retracement could either take place, position number one, at that extreme of the prior range, so that last lower high, so over there at around, we're coming at 65,728. Secondly, I said it could also take place if we pull out our fixed range tool. Now, fixed range is just an indicator that actually tracks and gives you an analysis of the volume within each bar. So it's really useful to understand, where was volume traded and where did most traders participate in the market worldwide. So we were saying, right, it could potentially tag that value area high, for that leg up, or tag that POC for that leg up, that POC. I did say, if you remember correctly and you were here yesterday, I said, if we break through and come below that POC, that is kind of worrying, because that suggests we may be going for this low. And we do have reason to come further down, and we're going to talk about that in a sec. So let's look at what transpired, and let's get straight into it. So we're on the 15/12 minute chart at the moment. So what happened? Did we get a confirmation for this trade number one? Could we have entered this trade? Did we have our market structure confirmation? So what's structure doing at the moment? Structure is going higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, okay? And it prints another higher high. So it takes out that previous high. What am I waiting before I enter this trade? Before I enter this trade, at the very least, I'm waiting for this level, the last high low, to be taken. All right, that's exactly what I'm waiting for. Now, obviously, this trade took place at 22:24 at night. Surprisingly, I was already asleep at that time. I go to bed at I feel embarrassed saying this. I go to bed pretty early because I get up at 5 a.m. in the morning just to go to the gym and to prep and to get my day going. So I completely missed this trade, and this is a trade that I definitely would have entered. Definitely would have entered this one. But anyways, why are we reacting here anyways? We're only reacting here because we've got that 4-hour supply. People say supply and demand doesn't work. Man, boy, are you wrong. Supply and demand is the creme de la creme. All right, so let's see what happens. So we're waiting, we're looking at what price does. Okay, now price creates another, no it doesn't, on the 12 minute it doesn't. We still have this level to be taken out. Now let's see what price does. Is it going to break that level? Is it going to break that level? Bang, it breaks that level, it closes below that level. That is officially our break of structure. What do we expect after a break of structure? We expect a retracement. Now where is that retracement going to take place? Well, we wait, we're patient, and that's it. We've got our retracement. It's come back into our old supply, all right? And now we're looking to enter that trade anywhere here, to be honest. Anywhere here will do. You can enter it here, put your stop loss, above that high. That's exactly how we play that one. And let's see how it worked out. It played around, all right? Does it? And I'm looking to see, is it going to break structure here again? Because the moment it breaks structure here again, that's great, because that means, we're in. It's business. Let's go. All right. Beautifully, guys. Price gave you another confirmation. Even within the second entry, this is what we call a reconfirmation. We had this high sweep at the prior high. Again, remember what I always say about second entries? Second entries are beautiful. Good way to enter your trade. What was Market Cypher saying? Market Cypher was giving you a nice divergence. Price going up, momentum going down. All right, money flow going down. Beautiful divergence. So we could have entered that trade there, and we would have sat in that one. We would have literally capitalized on this move that we've seen over the last 12 hours. All right, so beautiful setup. Very easy setup. I'm sure if you watched the video yesterday, you would have capitalized on that. And if you did, congratulations. Don't forget to put your profits on Discord. Make sure you are celebrating your wins for us all to see. All right. Now here we are at the moment. Remember what we said. I'm going to get rid of this because it's done. We don't need it anymore. All right. We said we could react at this level. Did we react at that level? Did we get any confirmation at that level? No, we did not. So do we need it? No, we do not. We get rid of that. We also said we could now react at this level we're currently at, this value area high / POC. All right. So we are watching this level to see, are we going to get any confirmation? I'm not going to lie, we are looking to get some confirmation as this stream literally is going. Why is that? Because obviously we're coming towards the zone. We haven't yet tagged the zone, but as far as market structure, we've got lower low, we have lower high, we have a lower low. It looks like we have officially broken structure. All right, so we have officially broken structure. Not as aggressive as I would like, but let's pay a close eye to this. Let's see, do we get a retracement, a nice retracement for some further action? If we do get a nice retracement, despite the fact we haven't quite tagged this level, that's a setup. Honestly, that is a setup. So make sure as soon as we get that retracement, we don't want it to come too aggressively down. A nice retracement that looks something like this. Nice little retracement with a lot of market structure, then bang. If we get that break of structure again on the lower time frame, maybe on a 1 minute or a 2 minute, I will be in that one. All right. So again, what's happening? Well, in terms of our 4-hour structure, we've had, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Now I guess we can add that next structure leg. We had that break of structure, and that's all we've had so far. So this is our 4-hour structure. What do we expect after that? We expect a retracement down like this, maybe slaps it up here, and then some further action. All right, that's what we expect. Now, if we break this level, we need to be cautious, because if we break through and close below this level, the chances are we are rotating to that range low, which of course we are looking at as well to get our other setup. All right, so that's what I'm looking out for. There's not much I'm watching at the moment, but I'm just looking to see whether our retracement will take place. Is this what we're seeing at the moment? Market cipher is also giving us that bullish divergence. We've got price coming down, and we've got our momentum and money flow going up. So not gonna lie, this is looking promising. This is looking like another setup. This may be where we have put that high low for some upward continuation. Well, that's it. The levels are still quite similar. The remaining level is this value area high / POC. So let's watch and see if we get a reaction from there. And you must also notice that, hey, look, this demand zone is marrying quite nicely with where we are getting that reaction from. So there is a chance this is it. We go up. But definitely watch that closely. If you got into this trade right now, I wouldn't blame you. All right, but although I would just love to see it wick down and then go up. All right. Well, there we have it. That's what the market is currently saying. Remember, on a global perspective, on the monthly time frame, we are watching this high. That's not very clear. On the monthly time frame, we are watching this high to make sure. We'll go with it anyways. We're watching this high to see where this monthly closes. Are we going to close above this level? All right. If we do not close above this level on a weekly, oh my goodness, that's looking very bearish. That's looking like a range rotation on the way down. All right. So make sure you're watching that as well to see what Bitcoin does next. But there's no point looking at the monthly right now, because we do have local trades and we are scalping these markets. So whilst the monthly is great, it's good to have a perspective of the monthly always, and the weekly and the 4-hour. It's key that to recognize you are scalping this market, so it's just in and out. All right. So there we have it. That's my little rant about the market. Now let's take a look at supply and demand. All right. So I won't be able to go through every single thing about supply and demand today, but I will just give you the lowdown, the general gist of everything, so that you can, go onto the chart and be able to identify, okay, cool, this is the supply zone and this is the demand zone. All right. So let's get into it. First things first, you've got, economics, simple economics. What simple economics say? It says you've got quantity of whatever you're selling, all right, and you've got the price of whatever you're selling. So usually we have the price up here. Oh, that's massive. Let's go there. And you've got the price up there. You've got a quantity sold, all right, and you've got your supply curve. You've got your demand curve. Okay, demand and supply. Very basic. What happens as supply increases? As supply increases, the price goes up? No, it doesn't. As supply increases, price goes down. Okay? What happens when price goes down? Well, price goes down, so more quantity is supplied. All right? Same thing. As demand increases, price goes up. See, the price is going up here from there to there. As we go from here to here, price goes up. All right, as price goes up, less is demanded. That's literally what governs supply and demand. All right. So now, on the basic level, that is what supply and demand is. Now, After that, you need to understand what order blocks are, okay? And what is an order block? Well, an order block is basically a region in the market where you can think of it as institutional involvement. You can think of it as you've had a lot of participants step into the market to either buy or sell. So usually on a chart, when you have areas of supply and demand, you see a big influx, either a big sell-off or a big buyback. All right. Now that's important to understand that. So that's what an order block is, an area where you have an influx in the market. Now next, you also need to understand what's an inefficiency. Well, inefficiency is just basically how a market structure moves. If market structure moves like this, where it's creating higher high, higher low, higher high, well then that higher low comes and tags the previous level over there. That's great. Creates another one. It comes and tags the previous level over there. That's great. This is called efficient market structure. We love this. All right. But if we get a scenario like this where we're having higher high, higher low, higher high, but that next higher high does not come back to tag this, that is called inefficient market structure. And what happens when you have inefficient market structure? You have a gap. Now this gap is inefficient price action, and we call this a fair value gap. Okay. Now the beauty of what I'm about to tell you is that supply and demand zone is basically a combination of these two things together. Supply and demand zones is basically having a region where price has had a huge influx as well as inefficient price action. That's how I identify supply and demand. So where we've had a huge influx as well as inefficient price action. And that can be seen in the candlesticks. So let's take a look. We're going to look at the 15-minute and let's see if we can find any 15-minute zones. Okay, so we're looking for an area where there's been a huge influx in the market and an inefficiency. All right, let's see if we can find one. It shouldn't take us too long. We've only got about 3 minutes. So let's see if we can find one. Just give me a moment. Okay, bang. So we've got, that is one. All right, let's go on a 4 hour. It may be quicker to find it on the 4 hour. Just bear with me. I did not prepare this beforehand. But let's have a look. All right, boom. There we go. We've got one. All right. So here we can see price action is headed up. Price action is coming up efficiently. But here we have an example of a fair value gap. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, over here, if we look at this region over here, we can see that, excuse me. You can see here, if we look at these 3 bars, bar number 1, bar number 2, bar number 3, you can see we had a rise, all right, but we did not come to take out that prior high, okay, resulting in this fair value gap. Where does the fair value gap lie? The fair value gap is right there, okay, so the gap between 3 bars basically is a fair value gap. Now let's see, if we put this together, we mix it, we combine it with our order block. Now let's see where price has actually been infused into the market. Not price, let's see where there's been lots of participants in the market. That will be somewhere here. So we've had the sell-off, we've had a rapid buyback. You see lots of buyers stepped in the market. And not only did they step into the market, they created a fair value gap. So where is that fair value gap? Well, look, we've got a fair value gap here. The high of this black candle, candle number 1, gaps between the 3rd candle, okay? This is a fair value gap. So if you can identify single bars, right, whereby you have a black bar followed by a white bars, and you have a gap in between them, this is what I use as my zone. So this would be my demand zone, okay? This is my demand zone on the 4 hour, all right? So I will label that demand on the 4 hour. And what this does is it tends to act as a magnet. It tends to act as a magnet, and price tends to come back to it and get some sort of reaction. So here we can see price ride all the way up, but it attracted it back, and it actually came back and reacted at our zone. So that will be an example of a demand zone. All right, and here we have another one. I'll just show you that quickly. So we have a black bar and we have a black bar that is isolated on its own. Okay, and then guess what price does? We do have the fair value gap there, as you can see, that massive gap between the 1st and the 3rd candle. And look, price reacts off of it immediately. All right, so there we have it. That's demand zone, and I will see you tomorrow.